Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos. Now the update for this Monday. Jerusalem to harbor the first Biafran embassy. That's according to the Prime Minister of the British Republic government in exile, Mr. Ekpa. Now Simon Ekpa has announced that Jerusalem will be a place that Biafran Republic government in exile will cite his first embassy. That's Biafran Republic government in exile will cite his embassy once the independence the Biafrans are seeking comes. That is where it will be cited. Biafran embassy in Jerusalem. All right. So of course Jerusalem is a place, where the world leaders has proposed for a two-state solution for Israeli and Palestine. And Jerusalem is in the eye of the storm, is the synergy of all eyes, is at the center of this conflict. Yes, the conflict between Palestine and Jerusalem and Israel. So Jerusalem is at the center of it. So of course, but now Abraham have said, look, that is where he will cite the Biafran embassy. Yes, in Jerusalem. Of course, Tel Aviv is the capital of Jerusalem. But the Israelis are advocating to have Jerusalem as their capital. And of course, you recall that Donald Trump was the first president of the United States to declare that Jerusalem is now the capital of Israel, and he consequently moved the United States embassy to Jerusalem when he was the president of America. So the two-state solution that proposed is a proposed framework for resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. That is by establishing two states for two peoples. That's Israel for the Jewish people and Palestine for the Palestinian people. Of course, historically, in 1993, the Israeli government and the Palestinian Liberation Organization, as the PLO, they have signed an agreement, yes, to implement a two-state solution as part of the Oslo Accords, leading to the establishment of the Palestinian Authority, PA. But look, when you look at the two-state solution as proposed by Oslo Accords, it was born out of a series of historical events. Yes, and that is after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, Jewish and Arabs both claimed the right to self-determination in historical Palestine. A first attempt at the partitioning the land in 1948 resulted in an Israeli state, but no Palestinian state, and the West Bank and Gaza Strip fell under Jordanian and Egyptian rule, respectively. But in the Six-Day War of 1967, Six-Day War, Israel captured and occupied the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and other Arab territories. Even the Sinai Peninsula was captured by Israeli forces. The Sinai Peninsula, yes. Now, the aftermath led to the idea that Israel would exchange land it had captured for peace with its Arab neighbors, including eventually the Palestinians. Yes, that is what happened. And Simon Ekpa has waded into it now, declaring that Biafrans will have that place, Jerusalem, as where they will cite the embassy. But by the time Trump administration unveiled its peace plan, which he touted as the deal of the century when he was the president, the Palestinians had determined that the United States could no longer play a fair role as mediator in the conflict. The first part of the plan, which proposed significant development in the economy and infrastructure of the Palestinian territories, was announced in June 2019. Now, the second part of the plan, the political component, was released in January 2020 and envisioned predetermined solutions to final status issues. Israel would keep nearly all of East-West Bank settlements, impose sovereignty over the Jordan Valley, located along the West Bank's eastern border, and retain an undivided Jerusalem as its capital, while Palestinians will receive demilitarized self-governance within a reduced West Bank territory and the Gaza Strip. This was the plan, proposed by Donald Trump. But the plan, which was received favorably by Israeli leaders but condemned by Palestinian leaders, did little to revitalize negotiations before the end of Trump's presidency. Now, in 2021, the administration of U.S. President Joe Biden began restoring aid to the Palestinians and promised to reopen the PLO office in Washington, D.C. Now, of course, you will recall also that when Donald Trump announced this, that the Jerusalem become the capital of Israel and moved the embassy there, he closed the PLO office. The PLO office in Jerusalem. Yes, he did that in Washington, D.C. I beg your pardon. Donald Trump closed it in Washington, D.C. So, but in 2021, last 2 years, Joe Biden opened it again, that PLO office. So today, as we are speaking, Simon Ekpa has moved a step further to shock the world leaders by saying he will open Biafran embassy in Jerusalem. What does that tell you? So what's your take on that? As Simon Ekpa is shaking the world, all right, making alliances, he said, when this independence he is seeking comes, of course, he has his eyes set on the ball. He's not bulging or wavering or swaying. Okay, he has seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Talking about Simon Ekpa, and so he is believing that he will get the independence soon. And he said, look, when this independence comes, we have no alternative. We're not discussing it. We have firm understanding on this arrangement that Jerusalem will become our embassy. We will set our embassy there. And he saw the first to do that. Donald Trump of the United States of America did it when he was the president in 2017. And so everybody is pushing ahead, making alliances with Israel. So now Israel is supposed to see this, I think, from the light, that there are people who believe in Jerusalem being the capital of Israel. Yes. And so the Biafrans are among those who believed firmly on that. Yes, they have taken the alliance to Israel. Yes, and they said, of course, before now, the leader of the IPOB, Mazen Abdulkadir, who is a detention facility, has been touting the Jewish and the Biafrans relationship, blood relationship. Yes, so many the Israelis scholars have come to Biafran to make some findings. Yes, so and it has been established that there is a nexus, bloodline relationship between Israel and Biafrans, and that is what Ekpa is trying to, stamp and establish. All right? Yes, Ekpa is trying that part of Mazen Abdulkadir in making sure that the alliance between the Israel and the Biafrans is stamped, and that is what he's doing.